Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's William and today I have a wonderful recipe to share with you. My beautiful raspberry tart. Very summery, I know, but definitely changeable. You can actually use different fruit than raspberries. You can use some mango, for example. It will go very well because I'm using an amazing passion fruit curd. It is very exotic and fresh. So let's start with the recipe. So first of all, we are going to make the crust, and today I'm using actually a French recipe from Bretagne, which is literally Brittany in English. I'm just gonna add like a little map so that you can see, but this is a recipe for palet breton, which is like a very basic cookie that we love and adore in France. So I decided to share it with you today, and you can actually use it for beautiful crusts. And this is what we're going to do. So first of all, I'm going to cream my room temperature butter and sugar until well combined using my spatula, and then we can add the vanilla extract. Perfect. Now I'm going to separate my eggs and only add the egg yolks and mix one more time. It is time to take care of the dry ingredients, and I'm using some all-purpose flour to which I'm going to add some ground almonds or almond flour as you may call it, and I'm also going to use some baking powder, and I'm using some salted butter in this recipe as well, I didn't mention, and then I'm going to mix that well and add it to my butter mixture. Once my dough is starting to form a shape, I'm going to work it out with my hands. It's always easier. And then I'm going to wrap it using some plastic wrap and let it rest in the fridge for about 2 hours. While the dough is resting, we can make the beautiful curd, and I'm using, of course, some egg yolks, to which I'm going to add a lime zest, as well as the juice of the lime and some sugar, and I'm going to mix that well. Perfect, now I'm going to add the corn flour just to make sure that we will have the thickest passion fruit curd ever, and then we can add the passion fruit. I'm using some fresh as well as a frozen puree that I actually thawed out. This was actually easier for me when I filmed this video in New York, since passion fruit were very expensive, and I found this beautiful passion fruit puree which is very fruity. Now it is time to cook this beautiful mixture on our stove top, and I'm going to cook it stirring constantly with a whisk for about 5 minutes or until it is very thick, and you need to make it boil. Don't be scared, if you stir it constantly it will look amazing and you won't have scrambled eggs. Once my curd is very thick, I'm going to add it to my room temperature butter for more richness, and I'm going to add also some vanilla extract and mix that well together using my spatula. And then I'm just going to cover that up with some plastic wrap and let it rest as well. First of all at room temperature, and then in the fridge. You can let it rest for about 2 or 3 hours or until set. Our dough has been chilling in the fridge and it's now fully relaxed, so it's time to roll it out on our floured surface. As you can see, it kind of cracks up a bit, but that's completely fine since you can actually reattach the pieces back together in the pan. This is what I did, and it ended up being beautiful and wonderful. And then you're gonna put your crust back again in the fridge for about 45 minutes to an hour or until it sets. This will prevent your crust from melting away when baking, so it's always important to put it back in the fridge before baking. As you can see, I'm also making some very cute and beautiful corgi cookies since it's my favorite dog and I had some remaining dough. It is time to bake the crust, and I'm going to blind bake it with some parchment paper and some rice. You can definitely use some beans if you would like. And then I'm going to put it in my preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius, that's 350 in Fahrenheit, for about 15 minutes covered. And then I'm going to bake it once again for about 5 to 10 minutes uncovered or until golden brown. Now that the crust is actually at room temperature, we can finish the curd. I'm simply going to add some whipped cream to my beautiful and thick passion fruit curd to make it a bit more light and a bit more fresh. And then we can spread it across our beautiful crust. As you can see, for my raspberries, I'm using some icing sugar, and I'm just going to dip each bottom of my raspberries and then put them upside down on top of the tart. This will create an outstanding look for your tart. Just one last final step, it is time to fill up the raspberries. You are not forced to do so. I'm just going to use a homemade rhubarb compote that goes well with this tart, but you can definitely use, of course, some raspberry jam that will be amazing too. Just make sure to use a fruit that actually goes well with the tart. And there we go, our tart is now done and looking absolutely outstanding and fabulous. Believe me, it's very easy to eat since it is so fresh and light. You can find the entire list of ingredients in the description box down below, as well as my social media, so Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please leave this video a comment and a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon for another amazing recipe. Bye, take care.